right, this next group of books is about friendship issues and bullying. So everything I know about you is about a girl who goes on a trip to Washington, D.C. with her class, and she thinks it's going to be great until they're paired up to do a project with specific people on this trip, and she gets paired up with her bully. So this girl torments her and makes her life miserable, and now she has to work with her on this trip to DC that's supposed to be fun. But she finds out a secret about this girl, the bully, and it's a secret that she really shouldn't keep a secret. She knows she needs to tell somebody, and so now she has to decide what to do because this is her bully. Like, if she tells this secret that her bully told her not to tell, she could be in a world of trouble having to deal with this even more bullying. That's What Friends Do. This one is about a girl who has a best friend. They've been best friends forever. And then all of a sudden this third boy comes into the picture. And now they're kind of like this triangle of friends, but the girl feels a little uncomfortable around the boy. And then something happens that makes her feel really uncomfortable. So it has to do a little bit with sexual harassment and a little bit with friendship dynamics and consent and things like that. Sidetracked is about a boy who is bullied, but his special ed teacher talks him into or kind of forces him to join the track team. And once he's part of a team, he starts to realize what it's like to rely on other people. And he starts to figure out that he might actually be kind of good in track. When you get out on the track, it's running, anything could happen. The Tornado is about a boy who is really good in a couple of different subjects in school, but he gets bullied because he is so smart. And then this new girl comes to school, and she's kind of like a tornado in their classroom. She just blows in, and she's just wild and kind of different and unlike anything anybody at the schools are ever seen before. So the bully decides to start bullying her. And so now the boy has to decide, is he going to be a bystander or is he going to stand up for this new girl and stand up to his bully once and for all? The Size of the Truth. This one is about a boy who, when he is really young, he falls down a well. And so he has been homeschooled after that because he kind of became famous for being this boy who was stuck in the well. So he's homeschooled after that. His parents don't want to let him out of his sight because his parents are really worried about him. And, it was a very traumatic experience for them. And so they kind of have said, this is what your life is going to be like after that, and this is what you're going to do. But he's starting to get old enough to the point where he would rather just be a regular kid. Next up, we have 3 books that deal with some LGBTQ plus themes. So Gracefully Grayson is a story about a character who decides they might not be the gender that they were born. And so it deals with a little bit of the transitioning and finding their identity and forming their identity. The Beautiful Something Else is also about a person who decides that they maybe were born a gender that doesn't fit with who they feel that they are. So that's a book about their journey. And then Birdie and Me is about a kid who his parents pass away, and he ends up living with an uncle, and the uncle's not exactly the most caring or loving, nurturing kind of uncle, especially after this kid has dealt with this big loss. This kid also likes to wear really bright colors and sparkly glittery things to school, and then at this new school, kids start to pick on him, and his uncle has finally had enough and says, all right, that's it, no more glitter, no more sparkly, no more girly colors. You need to start acting the way that you need to start acting, and then these bullies will leave you alone. So deals with this boy trying to stand up for himself and say that he can be who he wants to be and dress how he wants to dress. All right, and then the last couple of books here, The Colors of Rain is a book that is set in the 1970s? Yes, 1970s, and it deals with racism. It's a boy whose dad has gotten into some trouble. It could have been race-related, and so he's kind of dealing with all of these different issues. And then Boying Up is a nonfiction book. It's written by the lady who was in the TV show The Big Bang Theory, and it's called Boying Up, and it's just anything that you need to know about growing up, being a boy. Lots of different topics. If you look at the table of contents here, we've got how does your body work, how bodies grow, how boys learn, how boys love, how boys cope, and how boys matter. So those are kind of the different types of things that will be covered in that book. So if any of these books look good to you, come to the library to check them out or put them on hold to get them delivered to your English teacher.